Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3, Chapter 28, Text 23. Janu dvayam chalagalochanya jananya Lakshmaya khilasya sura vanditaya vidhatuhu Urvor nidhaya karapallava rochishayat samlalitam Hridi Vibhor Abhavasya Kurya. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shilpa Prabhupada. The yogi should fix in his heart the activities of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, who is worshipped by all demigods and is the mother of the Supreme Person Brahma. She can always be found massaging the legs and thighs of the Transcendental Lord, very carefully serving him in this way. So, why is Brahmaji called the son of Lakshmi Devi? Because he appears from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So Garbhodakshai Vishnu is the father of Brahma and Lakshmi Devi is the mother. Now, what is she always doing? We are always wanting, Lakshmi Devi, please come to our house. Please be with me. Please don't leave me alone. Always be with me. But what does she do always? She is always with the Lord, always massaging his lotus feet and thighs. And she's serving the Lord. So we think, oh, if I have a lot of money, if I have a lot of Lakshmi, I'm going to become the master. Nobody can boss me around. I will be the boss. But we can see that Lakshmi Devi, she herself, she's the personification of all opulence. She herself, she is the servant of the Lord. She is the servant of God. So Brahma is appointed Lord of the universe because his father is Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is automatically his mother. Lakshmi ji is worshipped by all demigods and by the inhabitants of other planets as well. Human beings are also eager to receive favor from the goddess of fortune. Lakshmi is always engaged in massaging the legs and thighs of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan, who's lying on the ocean of Garbha within the universe. Brahma is described here as the son of the goddess of fortune, but actually he was not born of her womb. Brahma takes his birth from the abdomen of the Lord himself. A lotus flower grows from the abdomen of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Brahma is born there. So Brahma is the first created being in the universe. So Brahma is coming from the lotus flower, which is coming from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So is Brahma's body material or is it spiritual?
Is it spiritual?
No, it's material.
Is material.
Yeah.
Material.
Yeah, material. His body is material. Even Brahma has to die after his 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
So now his body is material and he's coming from the navel from Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So is Garbhodakshai's body material or spiritual?
That is spiritual.
Spiritual.
Spiritual, that's right. Thank you. Spiritual, yeah. So therefore, Lakshmi ji's massaging of the thighs of the Lord should not be taken as the behavior of an ordinary wife. The Lord is transcendental to the behavior of the ordinary male and female. We can see here, Garbhodakshai Vishnu does not need Lakshmi Devi's help to create Brahma. He is creating her by himself. Not like in our human race, man and woman, we need man and woman. Well, not only in human race, in the full material world, we need the man and the woman to have the children, but not for the Lord. The Lord is spiritual, so he can do anything he likes. He's completely independent. The word abhavasya is very significant, for it indicates that he could produce Brahma without the assistance of the goddess of fortune. Since transcendental behavior is different from mundane behavior, it should not be taken that the Lord receives service from his wife, just as a demigod or human being might receive service from his wife. It is advised here that the yogi always keep this picture in his heart. The devotee always thinks of this relationship between Lakshmi and Narayan. Therefore, he does not meditate on the mental plane as impersonalists and voidists do. So, service to the Lord. Service to the Lord. When we hear, some of us will close our ears. What do you mean, service? I am not a servant. I am independent. I am God myself. I am the ultimate myself. What do you mean, service? But we have to understand that service to God is not the same as service in the material world. In the material world, we are serving our parents or our family or our children or spouse or senses or false ego, but that is material service. And that is, it troubles us in certain ways. But service to God is joyfully performed. It's on the transcendental level. It's on the platform of the soul, not the body. So it is joyfully performed. It gives bliss to us. The more we engage in service of the Lord, the more blissful a person feels. Why? Because the devotee is offering service to the Lord. The Lord is happy. And the Lord shares the happiness of his heart with the devotee. Millions of times, hundreds of times more than what the Lord is feeling. So the devotee is feeling even more happy than the Lord himself. That's the reason Lord Chaitanya, Krishna comes as Lord Chaitanya to taste what is this happiness my devotees are feeling. Krishna is thinking, they are my devotees, they are serving me. I should feel happier than them, but I see that they are feeling more happy than me. What's happening? I want to taste this happiness. So we have to understand that the service which is performed to the Lord is not like material service. It's completely on the transcendental platform. Bhava means one who accepts a material body, and abhava means one who does not accept a material body but descends in the original spiritual body. Bhava, one who accepts a material body. So we are bhava. We are the soul, but right now we have taken this material body. So we are bhava. And abhava. Abhava means he's come to this material world, but he does not take a material body. He has his own spiritual body. And so that is God. Whenever God comes, he comes in his own spiritual body. He never takes on a material body. Lord Narayan is not born of anything material. Matter is generated from matter, but he is not born of matter. Brahma is born after the creation. But since the Lord existed before the creation, the Lord has no material body. So the Lord is called Abhava because he has no material body. His body is spiritual. We don't even know what does spiritual body mean. In our experience, or all the things that we see around is all material. We are not able to experience anything spiritual. That's the reason we have to hear from the authorities about spiritual subject matters. Is that okay?
I just have one question. So when we serve and when we dance for Krishna, so the joy that we are experiencing, that is material or spiritual? Like sometimes we feel so happy by just doing so little even. Then what is that happiness?
That happiness is because we are connecting to God, right? So that's why we are feeling that happiness. That's the happiness of the soul.
Okay. So that's material or
Now,
spiritual?
so it would depend on how we are engaging in the service also. If we are engaging it in the modes,
Okay.
if we are engaging it in the modes, then we would
Mm.
feel like generally how we feel happy, you know. But if it
Mhm.
is beyond the modes, then it would be spiritual.
Oh, if it
But
is
no
beyond the
matter
mode.
what,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
but no matter what, Krishna says that any service you perform to me is joyfully performed,
Mm.
you know. So if you
It
ask me
doesn't
like a
matter.
black and white answer, I'm not sure. I don't
So it
know how
depends.
to
It
answer.
depends on a lot of factors. Is it that like
I
what
think so.
intentions we have, then
That's right.
like what actually we are doing with what intentions? But like sometimes I don't know at temple also, like when we are in the Sankirtan and we feel so happy, like, but we don't have a reason, like we don't know why we definitely it is because we are doing the Sankirtan, we are associating with devotees, but still that pleasure, that satisfaction is there, like you know that,
Yes.
oh abhi matlab, everything is done now, nothing to worry, just so I mean I was just that are we reaching at spiritual level then, or still no, we are still in the mode of goodness at that time
We are
also?
still in the modes. We are still in the modes, you know. Well, I would say for myself that we are still in the modes. It's
Okay.
only when we are able to go beyond the modes, then it will be spiritual.
Okay.
But for sure, it's like, you know, a taste that we are getting. We are able to perceive that this taste, imagine. So if we were really beyond the modes, how much more happy would the heart feel? So it's like an encouragement also that
Okay, yeah.
already, oh, I can already feel so much. So if I was really beyond the modes, how much happy would I feel?
Yeah. Okay.
Mm. So 24. Uru Suparna Bhujayor Adhisho Bhamana Ojo Nidhi Atasika Kusuma Bhaso Vyalambipita Varavasasi Vartamana Kanchi Kalapa Parirambi Nitamba Bimbam. Next, the yogi should fix his mind. So we heard that the yogi, he is seeing Lakshmi Devi and Narayan in his heart. He's not just meditating on nothing. It's not on a mental platform. It's not on a mental platform. He's fixing his mind on the Lord. So the Lord, if we are thinking of the Lord, then the Lord is there himself. He is there. So it's not a mental platform. Next, the yogi should fix his mind in meditation on the personality of Godhead's thighs, the storehouse of all energy. The Lord's thighs are whitish blue, like the luster of the linseed flower, and appear most graceful when the Lord is carried on the shoulders of Garuda. Also, the yogi should contemplate his rounded hips, which are encircled by a girdle that rests on the exquisite yellow silk cloth that extends down to his ankles. The personality of Godhead is the reservoir of
I
all
just have one
strength.
question. Sorry. So is it that they
Yes.
are telling us that we should start from, like they are talking about the yogi, that first they were concentrating on the lotus feet, then they're going little higher and then higher. Is it like that?
Hmm.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. That's the way to see the Lord. Always when we are doing the darshan of the deity also, we should begin with the lotus feet. It's a mark of respect, and that's how we approach the Lord, appreciating the beauty of all his limbs, and then finally to his lotus face. Then we can see his smiling lotus face.
So this they're talking about Paramatma, right? The
That's
yogi
right.
is concentrating on the Paramatma. So first on the lotus feet, then goes above, then they told the signs of the lotus feet, right?
That's it. That's
Okay,
right.
okay, okay, thank you.
That's right.
Thank you.
So his whole body is full of opulences, all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. So it's not that God has no jewelry, no valuable things. No, he's the one who has everything. It's because he has it. That's why we have it. He's the one who's the owner of all the valuable things in the world, all the opulences in the material world or spiritual world. The yogi is advised to meditate upon the transcendental form of the Lord, beginning from the soles of the feet, and then gradually rising to the knees, to the thighs, and finally arriving at the face. The system of meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead begins from his feet. The description of the transcendental form of the Lord is exactly represented in the Archa Vigraha, the statue in the temples. So the deity is the Archa Vigraha. Deity is called Archa Vigraha, and that is the Lord himself. We may see only wood or stone or metal, but that's the Lord himself. Generally, the lower part of the body of the statue of the Lord is covered with yellow silk. That is the Vaikuntha dress, or the dress the Lord wears in the spiritual sky. So his dhoti, the Lord's dhoti is yellow. This cloth extends down to the Lord's ankles. So thus, since the yogi has so many transcendental objectives on which to meditate, there is no reason for his meditating on something imaginary, as is the practice of the so-called yogis, whose objective is impersonal. So there are so many parts, limbs of the Lord that the yogi can meditate on. And even if the lotus feet, there are so many markings on the lotus feet of the Lord. So the yogi can even fix his mind only on one of the marking. Suppose the thunderbolt, he can fix his mind even on the thunderbolt, which is there on the lotus feet of the Lord. He doesn't have to imagine something. He doesn't have to take so much, he doesn't have to artificially take trouble to imagine something which is not there. It's just simple. The Lord's form, the description is there, and we just have to think of that form. We don't have to manufacture anything. Everything is given to us. So we just follow that.
One question. I mean, they're talking about a yogi, but
Yes.
it's like what are we supposed to meditate on? We will not meditate on the Paramatma, right? We would meditate on Shana, Vigraha,
On Sham Sundar.
right? Sham Sundar. So same also
Yes.
from the feet and then go up
Yes.
till the limbs, and then we reach the beautiful face, Krishna.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes. And the lotus feet, the markings are also there on Sham Sundar's feet, no? The barley corn is there, the Urdhva Rekha, the conch shell, the lotus flower, the thunderbolt. Yeah, we can fix our mind. And we fix our mind on hearing the glories of the Lord, as we are hearing now from Bhagavatam. We fix our mind on hearing from Bhagavad Gita. We fix our mind on the holy name, like this. Is that okay?
Yes.
Nabhi hridam bhuvana kosha guhodarastham yatratma yoni disha na khila loka padmam vyudham harin manirisha stanayor amushya dhyaye dvayam vishada hara mayukha gauram. The yogi should then meditate on his moon-like navel in the center of his abdomen. From his navel, which is the foundation of the entire universe, sprang the lotus stem containing all the different planetary systems. The lotus is the residence of Brahma, the first created being. In the same way, the yogi should concentrate his mind on the Lord's nipples, which resemble a pair of most exquisite emeralds and which appear whitish because of the rays of the milk white pearl necklaces adorning his chest. The yogi is advised next to meditate upon the navel of the Lord, which is the foundation of all material creation. So the navel of the Lord also, the yogi is meditating on. Foundation of all material creation. Just as a child is connected to his mother by the umbilical cord, so the firstborn living creature, Brahma, by the supreme will of the Lord, is connected to the Lord by a lotus stem. So Prabhupada is saying, as the child is in the womb, the child is connected to the mother with the navel, the umbilical cord. Similarly, Brahmaji is connected to the Lord with this lotus flower, the stem of the lotus. In the previous verse, it was stated that the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, who engages in massaging the legs, ankles, and thighs of the Lord, is called the mother of Brahma. But actually, Brahma is born from the abdomen of the Lord, not from the abdomen of his mother. These are inconceivable conceptions of the Lord, and one should not think materially. How can the father give birth to a child? So Prabhupada is advising us not to put our material doubts here. It is explained in the Brahma Samhita that each limb of the Lord has the potency of every other limb. Because everything is spiritual, his parts are not conditioned. Brahmaji says, Angani Yasya Sakle, that the Lord, his one sense can do the work of the other sense. For example, the Lord can eat with his eyes. We can't do that. If we try to put food in our eyes, I don't know what's going to happen. Or we can't put the food inside our hand. Nothing's going to happen. But the Lord can do it. Lord, because he's spiritual, he can do it. The Lord can see with his ears. The material ear can hear but cannot see. But we understand from the Brahma Samhita that the Lord can also see with his ears and hear with his eyes. Can you imagine if we could see with our ears and hear with our eyes? What's going to happen? We can't do it, but the Lord can. Any organ of his transcendental body can function as any other organ. His abdomen is the foundation of all the planetary systems. Brahma holds the post of the creator of all planetary systems, but his engineering energy is generated from the abdomen of the Lord. So Brahmaji, he is the secondary creator. He does the visarga, not the sarga. Sarga is the first creation. Visarga is the secondary creation. So Brahmaji is able to create because all the elements are already created by the Lord. The Lord has given him the creative energy, and Brahmaji only utilizes what's given to him and gives shape to everything. Just like a potter, he has the clay and he has the water and he has the wheel. He just creates the pots. He does not create the earth or the water. Any creative function in the universe always has a direct connecting link with the Lord. So anything creative in the universe, we are always like, wow, it's so amazing. Material nature is so amazing. But whose energy is it? Who's created this amazing, amazing nature? It is the Supreme Lord. The necklace of pearls, which decorates the upper portion of the Lord's body, is also spiritual. And therefore, the yogi is advised to gaze at the whitish luster of the pearls decorating his chest. So the jewelry, the jewels on the Lord's body, they are not material. They are spiritual. They are spiritual. They cannot be found here in the material world. And so the yogi can also fix his mind on the jewels of the Lord, on the chakra or gada, or, what is that? The other,
Shankh,
the
Chakra,
shank
Gada, Shankh,
and
Shank,
lotus,
Kamal.
of the
Yes.
Lord. Yes, all that is spiritual. So there's so many things we could meditate on. The yogi can meditate on. And we are always advised to meditate on Sham Sundar, beautiful face of Sham Sundar, Krishna, beginning from his lotus feet up to his beautiful lotus face. Is that okay? Did anyone want to add anything?
Like when you mentioned that we should meditate on that, I remember that very, very long time when I just began, when you asked me to do the 3 rounds, I remember. So that time, how I used to do is I used to come and sit, and then on the feet, I used to do 1 round. Just looking at the feet in the mind, I used to do my 1 round. Then I used to do on the knees. Then I used to do on the, like he has the hands, beautiful arms. And then because it's the whole deities there, so like then how he's holding the bansuri, then on the eyebrows, and then on the lips, on the nose, then I used to just look there and then do my round. So now I'm that, maybe that was the reason that I'm able to listen and attend this class. Like that was his mercy.
Very good.
So I never knew that
Very
this is of
nice.
that importance, like how we now when we are reading, we are getting that, yes, what is the importance of it?
Yeah, very nice. Very good.
Yeah.
Good. So thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.